Have you ever considered a dog for your personal growth and also for maybe your depression and sadness? In this video, I'm going to talk about Buddha, my King Charles Cavalier spaniel. Stay tuned. Okay, so Buddha here, who's on my lap, is the most amazing little furry friend, and I want to wind back the clock to tell you how my journey with him, he's resting on my lap now, started. And you know, I can just personally say that I was never really a dog person. The statement that I had in my head was, you know, I don't want to clear up dog crap, right? And so I was that person. I never even thought that I would have a dog. And then what happened was I spent a lot of time with my friend AJ, who lived in San Diego at the time. And what happened was I started to develop a bond with his two dogs. And through my journey from moving from the UK to the United States, I then ended up getting into a relationship. And my girlfriend at the time had a King Charles Cavalier spaniel, and that bond obviously developed. And so I started to warm myself to dogs, you know, unconditional love and just being more playful. And I just noticed myself shift around dogs more, you know, so going from someone who's like, I don't like dogs statement to, yeah, I like being around dogs. And that was a complete shift for me. What really turned things around was when I went to India on a trip as part of Tony Robbins Platinum Partnership. And during one of the events and interventions, there was a guy who was talking about depression and anxiety and sadness. And Tony recommended that he get a dog. And so that planted a seed within me. And I think it was probably, you know, a few months later or 6 months later, I made that huge decision to get a dog. And I ended up going and getting Buddha, who was a puppy at the time. And I started my journey with him. I can remember in the first, you know, definitely 6 months of my time with him in my life, when I was living in La Jolla in San Diego in this, you know, big mansion, and just him running around and pooping and all of these things happening. I can remember at that time I had like a lot of, I wouldn't say rage, but just a lot of triggers, a lot of, you know, like big frustrations that were coming out within me, of which I don't have now because I've changed as a person, I've evolved. But he has been so much growth for me, you know, just in how I am as a person, how I've had to discipline myself, and I've had to just, you know, be there for, you know, a dog, right? And, you know, I don't have children right now. And so I think that he's, you know, been a big learning curve for me in so many ways. And of course there are restrictions, you know, when it comes to travel and things like that. And I don't like to leave him. But one of the things I did do was you know, he really was a emotional support dog for me. So when I moved from the UK to Florida, I registered him as an emotional support dog. And we're doing that genuinely, not just so I can get him across country on a plane. But he was an emotional support dog when I got him. I got him for that reason, to help me in my own personal growth. And so if you're, you know, considering a dog, or you're thinking to yourself, you know, should I, shouldn't I? It is a big decision. There are sacrifices. But what I can say for myself is that I don't regret, of course, I don't regret any part of it. But also, I was in a position, working from home, you know, running my business, that it really worked for me. I decided that I wasn't going to travel as much in my business because I was doing a lot of travel. And I decided that if I was going to have a dog, if I was going to bring a dog into my life, then I was going to be able to spend the majority of my time throughout the day with him. And I do. He's always by my side, and he's always there no matter what I'm going through. Now, in particular with the breed, the King Charles Cavalier. Typically, like, you know, they're lap dogs. He loves to sit down. Buddha as a personality, I'll bring him up again, but he is a little bit, you know, stubborn on the fact if I want to give him a cuddle, he wants to, like, you know, be away from me. And then when I'm relaxed, he'll come over to me. I think it's maybe a similar personality. But, you know, they do, as a breed, have heart issues. He's, touch wood, he's been fine. He's had really good health. He's just turned, you know, he was 3 in January, and so he's, you know, 3.5 now. And I love the breed. I love his temperament, his softness, his, you know, just anytime I think of him, you know, it just makes me happy. He's great around kids. He loves chasing lizards. He loves squirrels. He loves, you know, just, you know, bouncing around. Actually, one of the really cool things about him and learning recently that he's been walking me for 3 years versus me walking him. And Caesar Milan has been the person who I've learned a lot from. Check him out. He's like the dog whisperer. So he's just a great person to follow, actually, from a personal development perspective, and also with dog training. So thank you, Caesar. You've also taught me calm confidence. So I really wanted to do this video because, you know, I was just in that stage where I don't I. Again, it's a big decision, but in terms of the breed and this little fella Buddha, you know, absolutely recommend it. So if you've got any questions, post below in the comments. Are you considering the breed? Do you have a dog? How has a dog impacted you in your own personal growth and development? You know, did you get a dog for those reasons? Is it similar to me? And check out this chakra t-shirt. I'll post a link into the comments to this, because I do have a lot of different spiritual t-shirts, and I'll just post a link to where I got it. I think it was on Amazon or Etsy. I'll find out for you. Anyway, I'll see you in another video. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button and also hit that bell to make sure that you get regular updates. And I'll see you, no doubt, in another video starring Buddha, King Charles Cavalier. Say bye. Bye.